Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at MEOWSCARADA. This is just a tiny bit before the community day because I'm sadly away for the community day. I'm going to be back basically directly afterwards anyway for like early fresh content. And we're going to have here now a little bit of gameplay that I did before already with MEOWSCARADA, which I had built before anyway because I already had it in a video before. And we're going to have this standard moveset here. This video is basically to talk a little bit about the community day, what you want to have for it, what kind of move is ideal on this one, because I feel like it is quite open. I don't actually know it at this point. This is also kind of why I wanted to take a look at this Pokemon before we gonna have the community day moves tomorrow. Basically, what is the thing with this Pokemon is that you have Leafage as a fast move. It's not a bad fast move at all. I think it's 6 damage and 7 energy generation. Kinda like, yeah, a worse counter, something like this. I really hope that Leafage is gonna get buffed in the future. I think it would be very important for a lot of meta Pokemon that are currently not meta, but like Pokemon that could be meta. Would make Lurantis, for example, one of the best Pokemon to run as well. But basically, the thing with this Pokemon here, with MEOWSCARADA, is it's gonna get 2 new moves. It's gonna get Frenzy Plant, which of course is going to be, yeah, a move that is going to be better than the Grass Knot, like by quite a bit. It's going to be cheaper. I think it does even like the same amount of damage or more damage. And so here we saw the boost of Night Slash as well, and this is going to be against one of my fellow Shark friends. This is going to be super important for us because now we're going to be able to fully farm them down, have 2 Night Slashes against the opponent's Annihilate, and we're going to be able to win this battle. But yeah, boost is a good point because yeah, you have 2 new moves. One is Frenzy Plant and one is Flower Trick. By what is currently in the code, Flower Trick is going to be basically just a better Power Punch, doing I think like 10 more damage compared to Power Punch, but boosting of course the attack every single time you use it. And this might be a very, very cool way of running this Pokemon, and I am not too sure what is going to be the best way. So, you have the better coverage and a little bit more damage with Night Slash, doing I think 50 damage for 35 energy, and having the 12.5% chance to boost for their double boost, which is of course very, very nice, don't get me wrong, very important. But the thing which I think as well, which is going to be kind of important, is just like this consistent boost with the fast move that you have, because you would like to do a lot of grass type damage. But then again, is coverage not even like more important? And so we kind of end up in a scenario where we have like 3 viable movesets where we don't know which one is the best. So you have Leafage and Night Slash and Frenzy Plant. You have Leafage, the Flower Trick, and Frenzy Plant, which is going to be a 3 times Grass type moveset, which would be also interesting because then you're going to have like 1 cheap move to a bait, but also boost the attack guaranteed. And then we're going to have the Frenzy Plant to do a lot of damage. Or do you want to go for no community day move in terms of Frenzy Plant? I actually think that you don't even need really Frenzy Plant for this Pokemon. Could be completely wrong with that one. But here, for example, Frenzy Plant would be way better than Grass Knot. We would have been able to reach it in time as well. That would have helped us out quite a bit. But I could actually see that Flower Trick, Night Slash, and the Leafage is going to be maybe the way to go, because you have a squishy Pokemon that does not really generate energy insanely fast. So having cheap moves is kind of nice, but also you like to boost your own attack, but also you kind of want to have some coverage. So for me, I actually could see a world where Flower Trick plus Night Slash without the Community Day move might be the kind of best moveset. But the cool thing is, we will most likely be able to try it out very soon as well, because yeah, I am going to be able to use this Pokemon that I have currently built here. So like if you have one built already, I actually would not like just use a random Elite Team on it or whatever, build just a new one. Because it's a cheap Pokemon to build anyway. It's 10k Stardust for the unlock. It's a starter Pokemon. But yeah, I feel like that Flower Trick, Leafage, and the Night Slash might have a lot of play currently. And otherwise, this community day is going to be very cool. I'm mostly going to be able to play it on the airport, which is going to be great. We're going to have 3 times Catch Stardust, which is really nice. We have yeah, otherwise the standard stuff that's going to be happening for the community day. But again, like 3 times Catch Stardust is really, really cool. We have the special research. I found also kind of interesting that the special research went just hidden from $1 to $2 every single time now. Like we don't even have $1 special research anymore, which was like the standard one there. Like there's a lot of things that go really wrong currently at Niantic, I have to say. But anyway, well, you know what's also gonna go wrong? For the opponent here, I think this matchup, I think we should be able to easily win this matchup here as well. We're going to have the Ice Unit coming through. We can go for the full Thunder with the Moltres. And honestly, this team is great. If you want to have a team for MEOWSCARADA, this team is maybe the one that you want to run. You of course can run Mandibuzz as well instead of Moltres if you don't have this Pokemon. But I feel like this is a very solid team. The thing is, I don't think that MEOWSCARADA is going to be a very strong Pokemon. Like, that's my honest opinion as well. It's going to be a fun Pokemon, but not going to be the strongest. And so we're going to move on to the next battle. We're going to have the Azumarill on the lead. You see here as well, for the Clodsire, we're running Stone Edge. The reason for this is because you kind of need to get rid of some of the Flying type Pokemon that are otherwise a bit more difficult for your Grass type on the back. It's just better coverage for Grass type Pokemon on the back. It really depends, like the moveset of Clodsire is going to be really dependent on the rest of your team basically. For example here, with the Grass type of MEOWSCARADA, we're going to have a weakness to Ice as well as Flying, and Stone Edge is going to cover this one. While, for example, Azumarill, we're going to be able to beat with MEOWSCARADA. We don't really need Sludge Bomb there. Of course, here we're going to go down, but we have the option to go into our Moltres, which has the option then to, yeah, get hopefully a lot of energy, and the opponent decided to swap out anyway, so that's going to be a little bit, yeah, tricky. But as we'll see here as well, we're going to be able to go ahead and go for the Brave Bird. The Brave Bird is going to get the shield though, which is kind of unfortunate because I really would have liked to get rid of the opponent there. And we decided to use a shield against the Aerial Ace. We are very squishy. Like, that's the thing for MEOWSCARADA, it's a very attack-weighted Pokemon. And so we decided to use 2 shields against Aerial Ace, which I don't know if this was a right call. I don't know what they have in the back yet, and so it could have been a very big mistake. But as you'll see here, Night Slash is coming through. We're going to be able to get the KO, and I feel like Night Slash is kind of needed. It's going to be the Gallade in the back, and we're actually in a very solid spot here. We just have to catch a close combat. That's the only thing that we need to do. And Night Slash would be able to knock them out most likely, but they are going to be able to catch my move, and this is basically the worst possible thing. Azumarill I would have been able to farm down if they would have not been able to catch this move there, and this is well played by the opponent. Again, we're actually in really high elo range here currently as well, like that's close to leaderboards at the current time of recording. Most likely when you see it, it's going to be a bit outdated in terms of the elo, but hopefully I'm already at a higher elo as well myself. Here we're gonna see the Corsola, and the one thing that definitely realized with this team, like sometimes I swap the Safe Swap, sometimes I go into MEOWSCARADA instead of my Moltres. Usually I kinda regret it immediately, here in this case, of course, MEOWSCARADA would have been better, but the opponent would have never swapped in their Azumarill against us anyway. Here's the thing as well, Moltres is just the better Safe Swap. Moltres is just clearly the better Safe Swap, has way less kind of, yeah, I don't know, like way less issues with it. And as you're gonna see here, we have the Ice Beam coming through. We're gonna be able to go for the full farm down. Then this will allow us to at least go ahead and get the Brave Bird off here still against the opponent, which is gonna be great for us as well. And it's going to be the Primeape in the back, and we have to kind of rely here on our Clodsire. They're going to swap out into the Corsola again, and at least we're going to have the MEOWSCARADA. And here again, this might be one of the reasons why you really want to have Night Slash. It's just cheap and does some solid damage, and Night Slash is actually a great move to have anyway because of the boost chance. So what I think is going to be the most common moveset for this Pokemon is going to be Night Slash and just Frenzy Plant. I don't think that Flower Trick is going to really do the trick there, but I do think that Flower Trick would have potential if people try it out, but I think the most reliable moveset for MEOWSCARADA is going to be Leafage, Night Slash, as well as the Frenzy Plant, doing just always guaranteed solid damage. Anyway, we're going to have to basically hope here that we're going to be able to go ahead and go for a bait first and then still reach the Earthquake. We're going to be in a bit of a difficult spot here, but let's see what the opponent going to do here. They decide to use a shield early, which is great for us because now we're going to be able to reach that Earthquake in time, and that's going to allow us to knock out the opponent. So let's take a look at the next one. It's going to be the Pidgeot in the lead. That's going to be a very neutral one, to be fair. And so we're going to see here that we have the Stone Edge coming through. Stone Edge is going to be great for us. This is going to allow us to get a ton of damage onto them or the shield, and we're just going to take the shield here from them. And we still should be even able to survive a Brave Bird if they want to go for it. And so they decide to go for the Brave Bird, and I can go for another Stone Edge, and they're going to be 2 shields down. 2 shields down against MEOWSCARADA, and also, of course, the Brave Bird Moltres is going to be a very risky play, but they're sadly going to get to still another move here, and I'm kind of forced to use a shield because it's going to be sadly the Feather Dance here, but it could have been also like something harder hitting. Maybe I should just risk it, but I didn't want to go basically 2 Pokemon down and just rely on my MEOWSCARADA. But we will see, maybe this would have been a play where we would have had a bit of a better time. But what we're going to do here is we're still going to try our best to just bring the MEOWSCARADA in a position where we're going to be able to knock out the opponent with it. The opponent should have 9 fast moves here at this point, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and... Oh, it's the player. So we're going to go for 3 fast moves and then swap out. This is going to be perfect. This is going to allow us to catch that player off onto our, Clodsire, get the full farm done. And if there was anything other than Medicham in the back, we would have won this battle here. Like, literally. Like, it's so annoying because Machamp usually would of course not be a good Pokemon. We even get the boost here, which is super lucky. But even like a Primeape, we would have been able to one-shot with that Grass Knot most likely. But no, we have the most bulkiest fighting type Pokemon against us. Great. And to be fair, I encountered quite a lot of very weird Pokemon here today. One of them here is of course going to be also the Dugong with the Mawile. Interesting team there for sure. Firefang Mawile would be something I might be interested as well in showcasing. Maybe I'm going to copy the team eventually here as well. I have to see what they're going to have in the back. But yeah, let's see what the opponent going to have here. We're going to have more Dugong action from them. I want to see what they have though as like their final Pokemon, because I'm actually kind of interested now in Mawile, I have to say, after looking into it. And Mawile is a hard counter to my team. Like, Mawile is a very difficult Pokemon for us to deal with. So we will see here the Mawile coming back in. We're going to be able to go for the Grass Knot, but it is going to be a bit of a trickier one. We have to see what the opponent is going to have here still afterwards. They're going to go for the Power Punch, but at least we should be able to find out the final Pokemon from the opponent here. We're going to go back into our Moltres. Or do we even get there? I don't even know. We can let the move go through. I just have to get rid of the opponent's Dugong. I just want to see what they have in the back here, because I'm actually interested in the team from the opponent. Let's see, it's going to be the Azumarill in the back. So that actually makes a lot of sense. I do think that's a great team to run, because Azumarill is, well, it's also a fairy type like your lead. It's going to have like great coverage for the issues that you kind of have with your lead. So yeah, I think that's a cool team. I definitely like that one quite a bit. And as you're going to see here, we're also going to lose against it. And there's not really anything that I can do about it. As you can see as well, we're going to still try to go for an Ancient Power. That's not going to help us unless we're going to get the boost here, which we are not going to be able to get, and we can move on to the next opponent. Next one coming through, Meloman lead. Horrible lead. Here I actually think it might be better to go into the MEOWSCARADA, but then again, like, you're such in a bad matchup still, because the opponent can just go for a Superpower, force a shield and swap out, which they do all the time, so I am not too sure which one is like the better move to go for here. But in this case, I'm just gonna go ahead and go for some Grasslands here. Again, of course, Frenzy Plant would have been the better move to go for. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, we will see here that the opponent's still gonna go for another charge move. Is going to be the Sludge Bomb, gonna knock us out. And we're gonna try to get as much energy as possible. We actually had a bit of a lag there, which is now super rare after we have the recent discovery on how to fix PvP. By the way, for that video as well, if you haven't seen that one as well, I feel like it's the only really important thing that you do have to do for it is change the graphic settings for Pokemon Go in the developer options. It's not really the rest of the things. I don't think really the rest really impacted too much from my own experience now after trying it for a little bit. But maybe I'm gonna make an update video towards that one as well in a little bit. But yeah, I want to test it out a little bit more first. So yeah, if you haven't seen this one yet, there's a fix for Android for the PvP lag. Definitely check that one out. Anyway, we're going to see here the Ancient Power coming through from our Moltres. Moltres is going to allow us to get them kind of low, but it's going to be a bit of a tough time here anyway. We will have the opponent going for the Aqua Tail. We're going to have still the Meloman against us. Meloman is going to be sadly basically impossible for us to beat. Basically, I would like to actually showcase eventually as well the Clodsire or the Mega Horn. I feel like it would be kind of funny with all the Meloman currently. This team struggles a little bit against Goodra, or like any kind of Dragon-type Pokemon that has access to, access to Aqua Tail. Like, that's going to be a bit of an issue, because you have like Aqua Tail issue on the lead. Goodra has basically coverage against every single Pokemon, other than of course our MEOWSCARADA, but we just don't do damage against MEOWSCARADA, against the Goodra anyway with the Grass-type damage. So it's a bit tricky. So yeah, as you'll see as well, we're gonna use a shield against the Ice Beam from the Azumarill. We're gonna have the Brave Bird coming through as well. And we have also now another Brave Bird coming through, which hopefully is going to allow us to get the KO, which we can, but still the Goodra in the back, and that's not going to be great for us at all. You have to try our best here to knock them out with the MEOWSCARADA. I know that I can take at least the hits here, which is the main reason why I decided to go into this Pokemon, but it's going to be a bit of a tough one. Aqua Tail is coming through here, connecting. We have a Night Slash coming through as well. Let's see on how this is going to go. The opponent is going to decide to use a shield, and we have to try to at least still reach that next charge move with my Clodsire. As you will see here, I decided to use a shield, Aqua Tail is coming through, and we still don't get to another move, which is kind of unfortunate, because now there's not really a lot that I can do here. We will see that I can still try my best with the MEOWSCARADA, trying to fully farm them down, but it's gonna work, but we have now a Ferrothorn in the back, and there's nothing I can do about it. And that's gonna be it also for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye!